Palumbo here with an RX Muscle news update. It is with a heavy heart that I have to report that YouTube celebrity, bodybuilder, bodybuilding coach, information provider, Jerry Ward has passed. The news came as a shock to our community. Jerry had a very popular YouTube channel, Bios3 Training, for many, many years, probably over 10 years. He's always done very, very educational, to the point, opinionated videos that people really enjoyed. I enjoyed having friendship with Jerry. He was on RX Muscle. I was on his channel. I interviewed him. You can go back and watch that interview. It was a great interview. He talks about his whole life and how he got involved with bodybuilding. And he was at the Masters Nationals, Masters Collegiate Team Nationals this past weekend, actually the whole week because it was a whole week of programming. And he was doing the live stream with my other good friend, Rich Siegelman, who I didn't even realize, but the two of them are really, really tight friends. They have been for the last 15 years. Jerry moved down to, came down to Maryland, where Rich is from, and helped Rich when he turned pro. He also, I know Rich helped him when he competed, and they've been just friends for years, and they were doing the live stream together. And so I called Rich up and I said, when I heard the news that Gary Udit had reported, I said, Rich, what happened? And evidently, I guess Jerry has been doing the live stream all week with Rich, and he had been complaining that he thinks he had pulled a rib. His left rib he had pulled because he had brought a lot of luggage because they were going to be there all week, and it was just bothering him. And I know he had a massage yesterday on it, like a chair massage, and it felt worse after that. And he'd just been complaining to Rich. And Rich is like, why don't you go get checked out? And he's like, no, I think I'm just really tired. I'm just going to go to sleep. This was last night. And Jerry went back to his hotel room and went to sleep. And then this morning when Rich had to do, Sunday's festivities on the live stream, Jerry hadn't shown up. And Rich texting him and no response. And, Jerry is like, if I have a job, I do it. He's not the kind of guy that's going to be late or skip out or not give an excuse. So Rich, told Gary Udit, who's the promoter of the show, Gary, I don't know where Jerry is. I'm a little concerned because, that's not like him. So Gary went up to Gary went up to Jerry's room, and then I guess, 20 minutes later came back and said, Rich, he's gone. And so Rich is like, what do you mean he's gone? Rich thought maybe he left, went home early. Gary's like, no, we lost him. And evidently Jerry had died in his sleep. Presumably, you would think it would be a heart attack. Left, rib pain is usually indicative of cardiac pain, angina pain. Unfortunately, Jerry, it wasn't bothering him enough, I guess, for Jerry to be concerned and go to the hospital. That's why when you have these symptoms like this, it's very important you get this stuff checked out. You never know when it could be serious or when it's just a little heartburn. But he had been feeling pain all week since he had gotten there, so that, and it was getting worse. So that should have been a warning sign for Jerry. Unfortunately, Jerry never woke up and passed peacefully in his sleep. I know his wife is flying in now. She's on her way, and to try to handle all the affairs that's going on. I know Gary's very upset, and I know Rich is blown away. And Rich, Rich couldn't say enough great things about Jerry. Jerry was just one of these guys that everyone liked, and that it was, he just loved the sport. He loved coaching clients. He loved covering the sport. I mean, he was in the booth all week. I mean, imagine doing it for one night. He did it all week with Rich. They did a live stream. If you watch the live stream from Masters Nationals, the voices you heard were Jerry Ward and Rich Siegelman all week long. And that was Jerry. Matter of fact, I went to look at his channel, Bios3 Training, just to see, what the last video he posted was. And he posted a video yesterday, and part of the title was the word dead in all capitals. And it really, it's crazy when people are going to pass. They don't know it consciously, but it's almost like subconsciously they know something is going to happen. And why he put that title, dead in all capitals, is just eerie. I got like a goosebumps when I saw it. It was crazy. It was like he knew something was going to happen, and it's like a premonition almost. But he was a subconscious premonition that he wasn't even aware of. Because I'm sure I've used the word dead in titles of things too before, but not the day before I passed. So Very, very weird. All I know is that people are in shock still, and no one really knows how quite to respond to this. And there is no right way or wrong way to respond to when someone that you really respect and care about passes. My condolences go out to his family, his wife, obviously, and any siblings or members of his family, obviously, that might be watching this. I had only good interactions with Jerry Ward. We would text each other every once in a while. Like I said, I interviewed him on my TV show here on RX Muscle. Got his whole story because I found it fascinating that he had such a big following on YouTube, and he had been doing it for so long, and I wanted to know how he got into it. It was just like one of these things. He just started doing videos. Matter of fact, he told a great story that Rich reminded me of, actually that Sid reminded me of on the interview, where he said that, I was at this show, and some European person came up to him and said, Jerry Ward, and he's like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, I came to this show all the way from Europe just to see you because you said you were going to be here. And that just blew Jerry away. Like, he couldn't comprehend that anyone would want to see him. They would come all that way for him, and that he had had such an impact on this person. But when you do, daily YouTube videos and you're out there and the people watch your channel, it's almost like you become a part of their family. I have people come up to me all the time in the gym and tell me the same thing, and that's why we do this. Part of the reason that it's important that we be information providers, we tell the truth, we tell our truths, on a daily basis, is because we do make an impact on other people. And Jerry made a huge impact on a lot of people out there, not only in the bodybuilding community, but in the fitness community in general, and anyone who watched his videos and anyone he came in contact with. And he was always very honest about everything that he did in his life, and that I think he had suffered from, he told me, from some substance abuse early on, but he was clean for many, many years. But you never know when your time is up, and that's why I'll reiterate again, it's very important that you get your diagnostic test done. You got to get that cardiac CT scan. That's a scan a lot of guys don't do because these doctors just don't prescribe it. It's not like it's a knee-jerk thing. You got to ask them for it, and that's going to tell you if you have blockages in those coronary arteries that feed the heart, because that's what happens when you have a heart attack. You have a blockage there, the heart is starved of oxygen, and then you die. So it could happen that fast. So go get your cardiac CT scans, please, guys and women. Do not wait. I don't care how old you are, it's always good to have a baseline cardiac CT scan, and then if you have no blockages, every 5 years you can get one, and just follow up and make sure that there's nothing going on. And if you have weird pains or something that doesn't feel right, get it checked out. It doesn't matter if it's going to be a pain in the neck to have to go to an urgent care or something like that. Just get it checked out. It's not worth cutting your life short. Jerry had a lot more to contribute to this world, and I'm broken up inside the fact that he's just not going to be here to do it anymore. Jerry, we're going to miss you, man. Love you, bro. Hope you're watching over this and feeling like I'm doing you a solid here, because I don't even know what to say. I'm kind of like tongue-tied, and I'm very rarely, as Dave Palumbo, tongue-tied, but this really caught me by surprise, and I know a lot of people who texted me and caught them by surprise too, and people are very upset. So let's send our condolences, our prayers, and our love out to Jerry's family. And if there's any GoFundMe set up, please let me know, and I will post them on all our social media outlets. For now, though, I'm Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle News Update.